Hey, how's it going everybody? EagleGarrett here, and I've got another EagleGarrett report, and this time we're doing a review on the brand new Nokia Lumia 900. Okay, so this phone just came out recently. It came out on the 8th actually. A lot of stores that were closed on the 8th didn't wind up getting it until the 9th, but the phone was released on the 8th, and people have been reviewing this for a while now. Some reviewers got it in early, and they've been doing a whole bunch of different tests and walkthroughs and that sort of thing. And I've got a hold of myself one of these phones because I have an upgrade available, and I decided to get it and test it out, see how we like it, and then the test will determine whether I actually keep the Lumia or whether I go with something else. So let's jump right in, talk a little bit about the phone, and I'll tell you kind of what I think so far. Okay guys, here it is right here, the Nokia Lumia 900 in all of its glory, and this is actually the black model. I didn't get the cyan because they didn't have it when I was at the store, but they do have it in the cyan and the black right now, and then on the 22nd of April they will have a white version. All versions have the same body design. This front panel right here where the glass is, this is all going to be black, and then this back polycarbonate is what changes colors. So this is the black version. The cyan is that really nice almost fluorescent neon blue, and then the white version of course will just have a solid white. So great body design. I love the polycarbonate design here and how smooth it is. It doesn't have any like creases or places where the plastic is put together. You don't have lines across here or anything. It's just real smooth and solid feeling. So I like the construction on this phone, and I'm excited that some phones here in the future are going to have more of that style. The HTC One X is coming out, and it's got that style as well. Man, I got some fingerprints all over there. And anyway, so I like that design. I'm loving it. I hope that a lot of the new modern phones that are coming out will keep this idea and kind of go with this this body element, because it's absolutely great. Let's go and jump into the phone though. Here's your unlock button on the side. It's in the middle, and let's look at how thin this is. It's a pretty thin device. Not big at all. I mean, it's actually a little bit thinner than my finger, it looks like. So not bad. Thin device. This is the power button right here. You've got your volume rockers up here. You've got your dedicated camera button, and then your power button in the middle, which you'd think would be awkward since most buttons are up here at the top, right up here. But you kind of get used to it. You kind of use the what is this? The heel of your thumb or something like that. You use that and click it, and the screen will come right on, and then you can just swipe up and get that out of the way. One thing to remember is that you cannot do any kind of wallpapers on this phone other than this first unlock screen. This can be a picture or whatever wallpaper you want it to be, but under there you're just going to be able to customize the background color and the tile color. So keep that in mind. Not a super customizable phone if you're into doing wallpapers or pictures of your dog or something like that. Other than on this first screen right here, which it's a nice big space, so that's not too bad. Another thing I like about this is that you got a nice big display for your time and your date, and then right here, down towards the bottom, it actually shows you updates of things that are coming up on your calendar. So that's an update, a calendar event that I've got on my Facebook that's popping up there. So that's pretty cool. Okay. Nice thing about this phone is the Windows Live tiles, and like I said, I'm an Android user, and so I've been used to, of course, widgets and that sort of thing. The Live tiles is a nice difference. I kind of like it. I like the fact that my Facebook people, if you look up here in the top, that's going to scroll through my Facebook people and their profile pictures. It makes it really kind of interesting, and you never know who's going to pop up on there, especially if you have a lot of friends on Facebook. The other nice thing about this, and wow man, where'd my focus go? Is you get, of course, your notifications for messages, and you'll get numbers over here for your email accounts when you get those set up, and then when you miss calls or something like that, that'll pop up on your call tile. And of course, you can pin different tiles to this this wall here. So whatever you want, I put Google up here to do all my searching and whatnot. So it makes it a nice little feature and setup. Xbox Live integration. So I can go right in here and check out my my avatar. I'll show you my guy. You can see what I look like in Xbox mode. There I am. Of course, I'm stud there as well, so to speak. My guy's gonna hand me some mail, and then he's gonna throw it away because he doesn't want to conform. So he just tosses the mail out the window. No, but anyway, I like the Xbox integration. You can actually message your friends on here. If you go over here to, where's it at? Go to profile, whoops, and then I can go to the side and check out my achievements right there, and I can go over again and there's all my friends, and I can message them and say, hey, come play some Modern Warfare 3 with me, and let's get it on, or whatever. And so that makes it a nice little feature there. I do like that a lot, and I would actually probably use that more than I realized. But I've just had this phone for a few hours, and the one thing about it is I'm testing it out. I got it on my upgrade, and I have 30 days to kind of test it out. I don't know if I'll make it 30 days or not. There's a few things on the phone that I'm not too fond of, which I'll go over here with you. One, I'm having terrible trouble with my Gmail. This is something I've been noticing, and online apparently some other people have had this problem. Let's pull it up here and let you see what I'm running into. It says Google error, not updated, m.google.com is currently unavailable, try again later. Last tried 2 minutes ago, and then there's an error code of 85010017. And I'll show you kind of what that means. It means that when I come into my Google, I set it all up, I put in my password and my Gmail, and I made sure I did it correctly, just in case anyone's wondering, and then I hit sync down here at the bottom. And so it tells me up here in the corner, it tells me that it's syncing. Take a look at that, if it'll focus. There it is. Syncing right there, downloading messages. This might take a few minutes. And so I wait, and as I'm waiting, boom, Google error pops up. And it does it every time. And I've tried so many times to sync this. I've tried a whole bunch of different things. People have suggested different fixes online. But it seems to be a problem persisting with a lot of Lumia 900s. And there's a few other phones. I think people have run into this on the Titan 2 as well here recently. So anyway, I'm not enjoying that because I back up all of my calendars and my contacts and of course emails all on my Gmail account, and I don't want to miss out on all that. That's where I back everything up at. So that's a crucial. If that doesn't get fixed, if nothing happens with that, then I will probably definitely have to return this and go with an Android phone, because the Google integration is extremely easy and you never have a problem usually with logging into your Google account. So that's a big thing that Windows Phone and Nokia and whatever else could be a factor in that. Then you guys need to get that fixed, because that is a huge problem for a lot of people, especially people switching over from Android. A lot of people back up with Google because it's smart and it's easy. And if you don't back up with Google, then you're not gonna worry about it as much. But if you do, that is a big issue. So that could be a huge make it or break it type of deal breaker right there. So anyway, everything else is great. Messaging is great. Of course, Facebook integration. I like when you go into your people tile here. It has you, and then it, of course, takes you to all your people on Facebook right down here, and you can just look through all your people. And of course, if you're like me and you do a lot of social networking, you're connected with a lot of people. So I don't have time to scroll all the way down to the the W's or something like that. So you can click one of these red tiles here, and it'll give you your entire alphabet. And let's say I want to go down to the W's. I hit the W, and boom, everybody with the name that falls into the W category will pop up right down here, and I can surf real easy. And if I want to go back up to the top, I'm just going to hit there and A, and we're back up to the top there. So anyway, I love that. I love the fact that my profile picture shows up on there, and then I can post a message, check in, set a chat status, all that kind of good stuff, check my notifications. You can scroll over, you can see what's new, what's going on with all your friends. It's going to update on you. And then of course your most recent contacts, and then yeah, it's going to be a nice little setup. So I like that. It puts everything in one place. That's a great integration. A lot of phones need to have that, and we need to see that a little bit more instead of having to go into a whole bunch of different apps to do things. And we're starting to see it more and more as the time goes on, and developers start listening to what consumers are wanting. So Windows Phone has done that on their operating system. But there's also some other things that you don't get. You don't get the drop-down notifications from the top. What you do get is, and if you can look here, it'll show you, you get your drop-down notification statuses. But they're not statuses like people, messaging or anything like that. And I'm waiting for this thing to focus for you. Basically what it is you get your LTE network indicator, and then of course this is Wi-Fi right here. I'm connected to Wi-Fi. I'm on vibrate, and I've got my battery meter right there. You don't get a percentage, and those things always pop up on you. You can't keep them down, and that's one thing Aaron from Phone Dog has been talking about a lot recently. And I see why it's frustrating him, because they don't stay up there. They keep popping up after a few moments, and then if you're not done looking at it, then you got to pop it down again. So you can't do a quick look at it. And I have the tendency, because I'm an Android user, to want to swipe this down and see my messages or whatever, and I have to remember, oh wait, I got 2 messages there, so I got to click on my messaging tile and go check them out there. So there's a little bit of a difference, and something you have to get used to. And I kind of like having the messages drop down from the top. So that's something I kind of already miss about the phone. Swipe over here, you have all your applications, of course, and then you can go down here to settings, and if you want to change the colors, you can go to theme, and I can change the color of the tiles to, you know, any one of these colors. You have a whole bunch of different options, and then I can also change the background from light to dark. If I change it to dark, it changes it to a black theme, which you'll see me in the background. So we're gonna go back to light, and that is basically all the customization you can do inside of the phone. Customization, I really drew that out. But remember, the start screen right here, you can put a picture or whatever you want right here. So there's a little bit of leeway with that. You just can't have the cool picture of your dog back here on these screens. Anyway, the Google error is kind of bugging me. That's one thing that I don't like too much about this particular phone. And then of course this not staying down, that is kind of buggy. The other thing I've noticed is that if we click on the dedicated camera button right up here on the top and go into our camera app, I've noticed that the camera is not as good as I was hoping it would be, and I'll tell you what I'm meaning by that. Let's take a picture. Let's take a picture of my old Galaxy S Captivate, and it might actually be my current Captivate if I take this back. But let's go in here, and we're going to take a picture, and I'm going to turn it over. There's a texture on the back of my case here. I got a body glove for it back when those first came out. And let's just take a picture. We're going to push and hold this halfway down so it'll focus, and it's supposed to be focusing right now. And it's taking a long time. There it goes. Now it's focused. I'm going to take the picture. Okay, so I took it with a flash. Now let's go back to the picture. This is the picture that we just took. And if I zoom in here, I don't know if you guys can see that, but it is not clear. And of course, I mean, my camera that I'm filming with right now is focused in. But that is the camera on the phone. It is not clear at all. Not too happy with that. Let's go back. We're going to swipe, and you can swipe back and forth. See these are the shots you just took, and then you can swipe to the current ones. I don't have a ton of good lighting in here, so that is probably definitely part of it. But the lighting I am used is actually supposed to be natural light. It's on the natural light spectrum. So the light that I'm using right now is supposed to be as close as to the sun as you can get with a bulb. And I'm going to click to zoom this time, and so I click and zoom and take a picture. Let's see how that turns out. That one's not bad. It's a little bit better. But when we zoom in, you're still getting that fuzzy, you know, unclear look. And I'm not a fan of that. I want my camera to be better than this camera. And the camera on this this Galaxy S from 2 years ago, from this Captivate here, is pretty good. I've gotten some great pictures with this guy, and it doesn't have a flash on it or anything like that, but it's been a great phone. And you know, it also shoots in 720p HD video. And that's the other thing about this phone, is if you switch over to video mode, you only get 720p HD video on this phone. You don't get the 1080p like a lot of the smartphones that are out these days. Granted, this phone is $100 with an upgrade, so you know, you're not having to spend $200 or $300. So that might be you know, a worth it point to lack a little bit on the video. But it'd still be nice to have it on there. And I have noticed that the video on this is actually rather good. If we do a little bit of video here, I'll take some video of this phone. The video is actually better than I expected. I've seen some test videos online, and it didn't look that good to me. But now that I'm playing with the video, and then we'll stop the video here, I'm actually impressed with the video. It's not bad. We'll swipe back over and watch a little bit of it. Here, take some video of this phone. The video is actually better than I expected. You get to listen to me again. Test videos online, and it didn't look that good to me. But now that I'm playing with the video, and we'll stop the video here. So yeah, the video is a lot better than I thought it was going to be, and that I've seen on the tests. Of course, I haven't seen really extensive tests, but the tests I have seen, you know, it's been so-so. But this one, with me just filming with it right here and playing around with it, it's actually been better than I think the Steel Shot. So Nokia, don't get mad at me for thinking that, but the Carl Zeiss optics, which are 2.2 f-stop, and then of course a 28mm lens for you camera savvy people out there. It sounds like it's going to be real good, but it's just not clear in the lighting situation I'm in right now. And we've got plenty of light right here, so it should focus a lot better than it does. So maybe it's more of a focus problem than it is the camera problem. I'll try it outside, of course, and see kind of how that turns out. But right now, the camera is something that I'm not hugely fond of. And then, of course, the fact that it does not get my Gmail pulled up, that is a huge bug and a huge pain. Now, I do have Facebook on here. Facebook is just fine. In fact, I thought I had it pinned to my start screen there, but apparently not. There it is right here. It's in my apps. Facebook is working out great, and I actually love the way Facebook is set up on Windows Phone. Facebook on Windows Phone is much more modern, and I think to a certain extent it is a lot more user friendly than the Android app or the iOS. It just, everything's big. It's it's laid out nicely. You can of course do your statuses right there. Just click on there, and then of course input a new status for your Facebook, all that kind of stuff. Also, the keyboard on this phone is great, unless you are a fan of Swipe. It does not have Swipe on it, and I've been using Swipe for 2 years, so I type extremely fast with Swipe. And unfortunately, this phone does not have Swipe on it, so that is kind of a bug. I do find that out of all the typing keyboards I've used, this is probably my favorite typing keyboard, where you use both thumbs and you go to town on the keyboard. I like it that way. But I wish I had Swipe on here, because I have the tendency to just want to swipe things out real fast, and I wind up having to sit there and type. So another difference for you Swipe users, it's going to be a little bit of a getting used to process for you, but still not too bad, still bearable. I think if Gmail was working right now, I think that I would consider keeping this phone. As of right now, I'm actually thinking about returning this phone and maybe going with another Android. I've been looking at the Galaxy Note, or maybe even waiting for the Galaxy S3 when that comes out. I'm trying to debate on whether I can wait that long and use this old guy until then. It's he's pretty slow. He's slowing down on us. He's starting to creep around, and Facebook, what should take only a few moments to do, winds up taking a minute or 2 or 3 or 5, or it shuts down my phone. So we will find out before it's all over what's going to happen. But I'm gonna be honest. I'm probably gonna wind up returning the Lumia 900, and I think the big reason why is because I don't want to have problems with my Gmail. I like Swipe, and this notification thing up here is kind of bugging me as well. That's not one of the biggest reasons. That is easy to get over, and even Swipe is kind of easy to get over. The Gmail is the big one, and then the fact that the camera is not better than it is. I think those are two issues for me. But honestly, I do like this, and I think as I get to use it more, especially with the way Facebook's laid out, and especially with like the People Hub, where you have everything in one, and you can continue chats from different platforms, from Twitter to Facebook to your instant messaging and stuff like that. You can do all of that through this People Hub right here, and it makes it real easy, and it consolidates everything and puts it into one thing. This is also your contacts, so to call people, you click on somebody and it brings up their information. I do like that. So I think I actually would wind up missing that stuff quite a bit, and the fact that it's so smooth. I mean, this thing there's like no lag. It does exactly what you tell it to do. And I will miss that, honestly. And you can put live tiles. I haven't even put my weather live tile on here, but you can have weather live tiles on here that will show you the weather and great things like that. So it's a great phone. It feels great. For $100, I really think this is probably the best way to go. You just have to really determine what you want to do with your phone. If you like the customization of an Android phone, maybe you should hold out and get an Android. On that note though, this is going to be a great phone, especially for people that want to use a phone for more of a phone usage and not try to do everything under the sun. I have a tendency to want to consolidate and basically do everything I need to in one little place, and so I found that Android is the best operating system for that. The other complaint I have is that the app market doesn't have some apps on it that I use on Android all the time. And the navigation on Google Navigation, I found that navigation, I actually like that a little bit better than Nokia Drive, which Nokia Drive comes with this, and I'll show you. Let's go to the market here. In fact, I don't know why I'm doing it from there. I can do it right from here. But we'll go into the marketplace, and Nokia has their own apps, which each platform can put their own apps on here, and they've got Nokia Drive, which I downloaded earlier. And Nokia Drive is a great turn-by-turn direction platform, but I really honestly love Google's navigation on the Android. So I think I'm kind of prone to Android, and even though I've gotten this Windows phone and kind of set it up and given it a test run a little bit, there's a lot about Android that I'm missing that you just cannot do with a Windows phone right now. So it depends on what you want to do. If you're brand new to the smartphone market, I think that actually Windows Phone might be a better direction for you. If you are coming from iPhone, Windows Phone is going to be able to do more than iPhone, in my opinion. I think I'm not a big fan of iPhones, to be honest with you. I think a lot of people don't realize that there's so much more out there than just with iPhone. iPhone has a great operating system and is really, fast and smooth for what it does. But there's a lot left that iPhone hasn't grasped yet that I think some of these other phones are starting to get a hold of. Plus, I mean, just having live tiles on here beats the iPhone as far as presentation and usability. With iPhone, you have to literally click on each app to make it do something. On this, you can get so much information just from this screen right here, depending on which apps you have on here. And so I really do like the friendliness of Windows Phone, and I think that it'd be a great phone for anybody. I will say that Android's probably going to be the most detailed phone you can get out of all of them, and I'm probably going to wind up going back and getting an Android phone before it's all over. But I'm having fun with this phone right now, and I think that Nokia design-wise did a great job. And I think that as Windows Phone hashes out some of their issues and that sort of thing, I think eventually Windows Phone will be a great competitor in the smartphone market. So anyway, that is my take on this Nokia Lumia 900. If you're thinking about getting one and you get one before the 21st of April, you get $100 credit back onto your account because they've had some network issues with these, and so Nokia is saying, you know what, we want to make our customers happy, so we're going to give them $100 credit despite whether they have problems or not with their phone. Some phones are, some phones aren't having problems. So if you do have a problem or you don't, you still get $100 credit, and you get to keep the credit whether you decide to keep the phone or not. So you might as well go pick one up, try it out, see if you like it. If you like it, you'll keep it and you'll get $100 back. And if you don't like it, you can go get something else and you still get $100. So do that. That's before the 21st of April. After that, you can pick it up for 30 days and still give it a try and see what you think. And yeah, that's the Nokia Lumia 900. Thanks for watching, and if you have any questions, feel free to leave a comment. Sorry these videos have been so long, but I have a tendency to talk a lot because I love smartphones and I love reviewing. So anyway, let me know what you think, and we will talk to you later. Thanks so much. Bye.